Hey, how you guys doing? So we're gonna go over season 3, episode 8 of Love Live Superstar. In the last episode, we basically conclude with the fact that the two girls are gonna fight against each other in a competition, and the winner of that competition will then support and represent the school Yuigaoka in the competition for Love Live, since there's only one group allowed. So we'll have to see who wins. I mean, we probably know they're gonna all perform together anyways, but let's see what drama happens in this episode. And of course, if you want to watch this episode in full, Crunchyroll is the main legal source for that. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the episode. So this starts with two contrasting views of the one where the Onitsuka sisters. We had Tomato, she's the one who's getting ready and making sure to exercise a lot and get in shape, while we have Natsumi, not so much. And you can see the current status of these girls is very represented in this image, where these two girls are putting distance between each other, and they have conflicting views. Meanwhile, we have Wien, who is ready to take down Liella and win that competition. She's not going to accept loss. And we get ready to see from the rest of Liella that they're almost kind of dreading the competition in a bit, or rather, there's a lingering sense in the air that they're going to face each other. And everyone knows it's going to happen. It's going to be Liella versus TomaKanoTe, and they're going to have a gymnasium. So then the chairwoman brings in Kano and Chisato and decided that these girls are going to have to perform the same song in order to be as fair as possible. And they go a little bit more to explain it, that they want this to be fair, and I guess doing the same song can do that, but the way they're going to handle it is they're going to have the same song, but they're going to split it, so that, one might do the first chorus or the first verse and the other one does the second verse. And Wien's like, isn't that no different from working together? But in general, they're going to say they're going to try to distribute parts of the song to each group. Okay, so to really think about this, initially, and the hope was that each group would do their own song. And that would be great to see two new songs, the different contrasting styles, and see how they compare. But they're not doing that. Is it lazy? The reason? Maybe, maybe not. I guess we won't know, but we only got one song from TomaKanoTe, and that's it. Kind of lame, but if you look at the lore reason, I guess it is more fair for them to just do the same song, granted, but they have different styles, different voices, different personalities. I don't know, I don't really like that, and part of the group's appeal is what songs they can write and what styles they bring. But technically, I guess it's more fair for them to sing the same song. But it almost feels like that's a lazy excuse rather than a sensible one. But let's just go with that train of reasoning. So they're going to do the same song. But they're not only going to do the same song, they're going to split parts of the song. So you're not even going to compare how one group is going to handle the song versus the other one. Where, they can do slightly different mixing of the choreography, or they would have different parts, people sing different parts. They're just going to split the song up. So we're not even going to see two unique performances. We're going to have one group singing one part and the other group singing the other part. Not one group singing the whole song versus another group singing the whole song, which that would be a way better way to compare than they're having parts, because then they got different parts of the song, so it's like, well, maybe I just really like this part of the chorus, but I don't like the second part of the chorus, but this group having to sing that. So, like, how's that even fair? So, the one thing that I'm getting from this is that they're going to be doing, like, a duel kind of part of the songs. And some songs, if you've listened to some orchestra parts where we have, like, the brass versus the orchestra parts. And in some ways, that can be kind of interesting, where you listen to one part of the song, and then the other part is a different group, and it's like they're conflicting in the battle, which I guess could be an interesting aspect to it. But out of all possibilities that came beforehand, this feels like it's the worst and the lamest one. But let's see how they execute on that. So of course the question that comes up is, well, what song are we going to sing? And it's like, aren't we just going to end up singing Liella's song? Well, the answer is no, they're going to write a new song, which that's what they always do anyways. But what's not to say that Liella has a bigger impact. So decided that each one is going to send representatives, and Chisato decided they're going to send second years, which, hey, finally, I totally agree, this is a good idea. get the second years involved because soon they will be the third years and they will be the main leaders. It's time for them to do something and let the third years back up. So they try to figure out who, and Natsume's like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to represent the members from Liella. So who are going to be the other members? Well, of course, Kano's the only senior, so the two members they have to bring is TomaKanoTe and Wien. So they're going to go and decide that they're going to help write the songs. TomaKanoTe's like, I don't think we should do this, but Wien basically calls her and saying, you don't want to work with Natsume. So the girls go and meet up with each other to prepare for the song. So they're not really that friendly, but decided they're going to do a condition where whoever wins gets to set the condition on the winner gets to tell the losing group to fulfill one request, and they decided sure, they'll go with it. As for what the condition is, we don't know yet, but they're definitely excited. They're going to win, and their side's going to lose. And that's how both sides feel. And then they decide, well, okay, let's talk about the song and what are we going to do. So then what we have is that Wien decides to play one of her old songs, so I'll let you listen to what it is. So yeah, what an interesting song. So you clearly it's very rock or even metal like, not very like the songs that Wien's played. I know she's definitely different, but that was kind of more like a tense, dramatic, orchestral like music. But that's the one she said she was potentially going to use for last year for the qualifiers. But they were definitely impressed by this song and how intense it is. But of course, May's like, that doesn't sound very I like, which it really doesn't. And that is part of the reason why she failed last year. So the girls are having conflicts and figuring out like what should they do. And they decided, at least TomaKanoTe decided, you know what, we'll just do our side and you guys do your side and we'll submit to leaders. But we have, not to be like, shouldn't we working together? TomaKanoTe's like, we don't have to do that. And Natsume gets a little mad and says, fine, we'll do it your way. So we get to see that the girls are struggling to work together, and they're starting to think maybe we should just get the seniors involved and they can help us. And even Kinoko's like, Kano senpai, save us, which, no, please don't do that. That's the problem. The lot of people have season 2. Don't do that, Kinoko. I know the writers are tempted, but Shiki decides that they have to get the two sisters to actually cooperate if they want to actually get this done. So they go and head to her house, and we get to see that Natsume is still trying to talk to her sister, but she's struggling to get to her, and she's kind of being shut out. So the rest of the girls, they're outside her house and decide we're going to go in and have a discussion with Natsume and try to make sure that they can get this problem resolved. And decide in order to do that, they're going to help out and write the song as well. So we have all the second years, not just 2 members. So slightly more Liella weighted, but whatever. They're trying to make sure that they do well. So then Shiki wants the girls to cooperate and work together, and telling that Natsume that what truly is going on in TomaKanoTe's mind is that she wants her to be happy, and all that Natsume needs to do is to keep smiling, and Kinoko does a cute smile. And that's what is important, is that they want them to work together. So they go and barge into TomaKanoTe's room to have a discussion, and you get to see a little side of the song editing. Kinda cool, I guess. But TomaKanoTe's like, what are you doing here? You're wasting my time. But Natsume is adamant, telling her that I want to work with everybody to write a song. And heck, even Wien decides to show up, and she is going to side with the rest of the girls, and they want to make sure that they do this right. But then TomaKanoTe's like, screw this, guys. I'm gonna write the song myself. You guys leave. And that actually gets Natsume to tear up because she's being shut out by her sister, and she, of course, doesn't appreciate that. She really loves and cares for her sister, and the fact that TomaKanoTe kind of shuts her out doesn't make her very happy. And TomaKanoTe apologizes, and slowly she starts realizing that what she's doing here isn't helping. So then she gets pushed down. At least this isn't like what happened with Ayumu. But you can see that they're very emotional about this. And Natsume is letting her know that she still appreciates everything that TomaKanoTe's trying to do, but she wants to be in her heart, essentially, and they want to be able to work together, and that's what makes her going to make her happy. And being shut out doesn't make her happy, which kind of goes against what TomaKanoTe was doing, which she was trying to make sure her sister never cries and is never sad. and Tomari suddenly starts to realize that what she's doing was wrong, and that she needs to work with Natsume instead of shutting her out, which in the end goes against what her initial intentions were. So everybody starts crying, and even Mei gets really silly in the way she cries, but even Wien cries as well. So all this crying eventually leads to the girls deciding to basically make up with each other. So now we have it where they're looking at the jellyfish, and they're like, oh, do these jellyfish have names? One of them is Sister Dearest, what she's been calling her older sister. And then the one that's all by itself is apparently Margaret, and Wien. I guess she names it her friends. I don't know how long she had this jellyfish, or if she renamed them, but whatever. Anyways, the girls are ready to go and start writing their song. And we even get to see Kano sitting out in the distance, or standing out in the distance, thinking about trying to help, but at least this time she just walks away. And there you go. That's the right thing to do. So anyways, we start doing a montage where they are preparing to write the song. You get to see them working around. We get to see the two sisters. They are finally getting closer together, like literally and figuratively. And you even get to see Tomari kind of shine away from this, but that makes her sister happy, and that should make her happy. We get to see the school is starting to prepare for the festival, and we get to see these three girls, the one, side girls that support. They have a proposal to the chairwoman. We don't really get to know what the proposal is. We just know they basically brought out to everyone else. So we'll have to see. On the day of the festival, we get to see the schools prepared. We get to see this really cute scene with Ren. So I definitely had to show this scene because, this isn't very Ren-like, but she's got to do it. She's a student council president, and she got to see all those embarrassing lines. So I thought it was really cute. We get to see Kuku and Sumire. They're in their outfits, one with the octopus with the takoyaki, and of course, the return of the giant isopod. Of course, season 1 material, but I'm glad they showed it again. Of course, good stuff to have. Then we get to go to Natsume. She has prepared this smoothie with tapioca balls in it, and she wants to see how good it tastes, so she gives it to her sister. And, well, she doesn't like it because she really likes sweet drinks, and she's mad that she was told to taste this. So now we're gonna go jump to the right before the live. We get to see the TomaKanoTe girls. They're wearing a blue outfit while the rest of the girls are wearing a red outfit. So you can see that they're not wearing matching outfits. Of course, keep in mind what was going to happen is that we're going to have the song that's about to come up. It's going to be called Dazzling Game, and one verse is supposed to be one group and the second verse is supposed to be another group. So I think they could do a cool thing where they duel each other, and we're like, oh, we'll sing and then you sing and you'll sing and we'll sing, and we get different parts, and since they have different outfits, they can clearly be separated and show that we're dueling each other and who does the best. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the song. Alright, so that was the song Dazzling Game, and there's a lot of things I do want to say that I liked about the song. The fact that it's kind of the dueling concept, they got different outfits, they're separated on the stage literally by the groups, so you can see the clear contrast, and they had a lot of nice effects, which is very usual for Love Live to have, so it's not something new, but I thought there was a lot of cool effects, and the fact that the first verse was literally one group, and the second verse is another group. I thought it was really cool, and there was a lot of nice scenes and the camera angles and the choreography. I thought it was all really nice. And the fact that you even see the stage colors are clearly separated, and the fact that they stay outside of each zone, I thought that was really nice. And I felt like that was one of the coolest parts of this song. And then we get to the part where they all took their outfits off, which I don't think that was necessarily any problem with that. I thought I was like, oh cool, they're transitioning to the next part song, but then so of course they have red and blue, and when you mix those colors you get purple. So I see, okay, red plus blue, you get purple, and they switch to purple outfits, okay. But then they all form together into one group. And that's when you lose me on this MV. Not necessarily because the fact they all formed a group, it's because They're not one single group. And that's what doesn't make any sense to me. The whole point of this competition is that they're supposed to face against each other, and we get to see who is better. How are you supposed to see who's better if they all meld together into one group? The chorus is definitely a key part of the song, and that's one of the highlights. And the fact that they're all together in one group, you can't really compare them anymore. So all you're really looking is at the verses, and that's where you're comparing them. So like, how the heck are you supposed to vote for who's better? They're not doing separate songs, and all they got is they got one verse each. That's it. They all wear the same outfit in the end, and they all meld together where they even have some level of interaction with each other, not a whole lot. But I just don't get that part. But like, the main problem is the lore part of how this happens. They're not a group yet. I know they're gonna be a group soon. I get that, but they're supposed to be competing against each other. Like, why are they forming into one group? That doesn't make sense at all. And like, well, why? I don't know. So I don't know. Like, the fact that they were dueling against each other, I thought it was a really cool concept. But then they just kind of throw it away at the chorus, and now it's like, oh well, there goes all my intrigue in this song. Because I thought it's a really cool concept. They never did it in Love Live, and it seemed like they got something going for it. But then they all threw it away. Visuals overall decent. The outfits, sure, I don't know. The verses were the cool part of the song just in concept, but actually the parts that I enjoyed for the singer song, of course, is kind of, I don't know, whatever. Kind of a mid song, in my opinion, right now. It might age like milk, so we'll see in the future. But right now, it's kind of, I'm not crazy impressed by the song overall, especially since the cool part of the song just got thrown away. Anyways, the song ends. They're all next to each other, so clearly they're all one group, but not really. And sure, blah, I don't know. So now, of course, the next thing is they're done with their performance, and who is going to be the winner, the one that's going to perform in Love Live. But before they get to that, the girls are saying like, wow, you were so amazing. We all push us together to be better. And Leanne's like, oh, Ren, you did so amazing. I couldn't do that. And they're like, oh, we all challenge each other and we exceed expectations. You know, basically, the whole point what Kana was trying to drive is saying, we are going to push each other to be better and blah, blah, blah. I don't know what the heck that's supposed to mean at this point. They performed together. They didn't push each other. Whatever. One cute scene though is when TomaKanoTe comes in and says, you can start crying now, Leanne, because it's such a crazy emotional moment. But anyways, enough of that nonsense. Let's go see who is going to win and gets to go in Love Live. You know, of course, the idea is like, oh, well, I don't know, if Liella wins, then if you can't beat him, you join him kind of deal. But I don't know, we'll see who ends up winning. Maybe it's a tie. And the results is, please enter the prelims as a group of 11. What? Blah. Okay, so we had that moment where they showed earlier where the girls had a idea that they submitted to the chairwoman. So the vote didn't even happen, or they all vote for the same thing. So let's see what they're going to say. So we collected everyone's signatures, and they wanted to see Liella group as 11, which they've been saying that for freaking forever. So what was the point of the vote? What was the point of this competition? It's just a waste of time. You just wanted to perform as group 11, which they actually already did not once but twice with no good lore reason. They just did it. So all this drama, all this episodes to set up this competition didn't even happen for any good freaking reason. Why are you wasting my time with this nonsense? My god. Anyways, they have an important thing to address. What are they going to do about the request they have? Because neither of them won. Well, Connor's like, well, if we won, we're going to say, let's enter Love Live as 11 because you have to listen to us. Oh, and then she's out there like, wait, what? No way. We had that exact same idea. What the freaking... Of course... Oh, my god. I mean, who could have saw that coming, right? Anyways, The girls, they all hold hands together. They raise them up. They're Liella. Woo, they're all 11. They're one group now. Yay. Yeah. Oh my god. I'm gonna save the rant for the end of the episode, because there's a few more things I need to cover, but what the heck. I guess there are 11 members now. That's how they joined. Doesn't really make sense to me whatsoever. Whatever. Anyways, the next episode, episode 9, Salzburger Nokkerin. How do you say that? I guess the girls are gonna cook and make burgers together. It's basically the first episode of the group with 11, and it's gonna be kind of a non-important episode, kind of more of a filler-esque kind of thing where you get to work on buns and have fun together, and nothing really wrong with that. I think they should have something like that, but nothing too consequential as far as I can tell. But I guess that's going to be the first episode with the group as 11, and then there's going to be episode 10, 11, 12, so we got 3 episodes to try to conclude what we have, unless there is a movie, which I think that's fair to assume there will be. As for what that will cover, I don't know, but we do need to have the performance for Love Live, maybe 11, 12, and then graduation. And of course, there is a skit thingy-majiggy at the end. This is more of the comic thing, this continuation of the previous one, where nothing really important happened. But let's go cover this one anyways. So we got an accessory room, and it's haunted, blah, blah, blah. What could it possibly be? There's noises in the room, and that's just Cuckoo struggling with outfit creation. So there's only 2 of the mysteries. Apparently there's 7. And then Red's like, what do you mean there's 7 mysteries? Yeah, okay. The school just opened. So they're just fake rumors. Yeah, that's it. Great. Cool. Okay, so now let's talk about what I'm a little annoyed about. So this whole season was the thing that got me really intrigued and interested is that they were trying something new, where we had Kano leave the main group and support Wien and TomaKanoTe and have a genuine rival group within their own school, and they would compete against each other. And the idea was so that they would make each other better. That's fine. And then we was like, okay, they had a song together and they performed it, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. There could be some drama being built up here. And you think, all right, they're trying to cook something here. Let's see what they're cooking. Well, little did I know Setsuna was the one in the kitchen here. So we had the drama start building up, and all the girls go to Shanghai, which fine, I don't know, lore wise I felt that's a little sketch, but at the end the girls performed together in Shanghai without any logical reason to explain how that happened or why it happened. It's just she thought so, decided we're just gonna do it because yeah, love and idol friend magic, blah blah blah. And now did I know that was the starting point of where it feels like the writers had an interesting idea, or they want to do something different, and they wrote themselves in the corner where they didn't know how to get out of it, so they took one of the dumbest ways out of it, because they still could have recovered kind of from that, where they would have had each girl perform their own songs, or at minimum they would have had the same song, but they had their own spin on each song. They performed separately, they got different outfits, and then they would have an actual vote. And I would say, maybe the main Liella girls won. And then the losing group will then just join the other group because they lost. And, fine. I guess that's fine. It's not the most interesting thing, but at least that would have worked. But instead of that, they had one song. They all performed together in that one song, and they had a cool concept where they were dueling against each other, and then they threw it all away in the chorus, where they stopped doing it, and then oh, we're all one group now. What? And what's the whole point of this vote thing that they were building up for a while, when they didn't even vote? Well, they're trying to build all this tension, and then just, it fizzled out. Well, I just don't get it. It's like they sometimes try to have cool, interesting ideas, and then just don't, and they just bail on it, and they throw it away, and we got this nonsense in the end, where it's like, they tease us with something that can be different and unique, and they do nothing with it. Like, what is this? And I'm really annoyed, to be honest with you. I thought that song, the dueling concept was different, unique, and that would have been cool if they kept it throughout the whole song. But they didn't even do that. So a combination of poor writing, laziness, both. I don't know. It definitely feels like it, but it really does bug me. But now we got Liella joining all together. We knew it was going to happen. There's no reason why we ought to think it wouldn't happen otherwise. You already see him singing in the opening ending. We know it's going to happen. But this is not a good way to resolve it. It feels so lame. They could have wrote it better. The fact that the girls perform in Shanghai, I don't think necessarily couldn't have happened. But the way they explained it was, oh, we just felt like it. What? Last minute they decided, I'm going to perform? That's not how things work. And then they're supposed to have a competition against each other, and they perform together. What? Does that make any sense to anybody? Like seriously, what the heck? I don't know. Like, in the end, I felt like this episode had the potential to be one of the better episodes. But nope, it's starting to feel like it's one of my least favorites, considering how dumb the end is. They did have the moment with the Onitsuka sisters, and that was nice. But dear lord, the end was just bad. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about this episode in the comments below. Of course, you have a poll where you can rank the girls 1 through 11, 1 being your favorite, 11 being your least favorite. Link in the description below. I'm curious to see how this episode affect your opinion on these girls. I don't know. Whatever. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about this episode. Feel free to throw rants if you agree with me, or maybe you don't. Maybe you liked it. I don't know. I'm not one to really care a whole lot about plot and stuff. Oops. But this kind of one broke me a little bit. Where it's like, it's so dumb where I can't defend it and I can't ignore it. This one is a new level. Where it was a build up of something interesting and then they just threw it away. Well, that's how I feel. I don't know. Maybe you guys disagree. Maybe none of that means anything to you. But we'll have to see. I'll listen more to the song, see if I like it or not. Don't know yet. I still like the dueling part of the song, but dang, I'm a little disappointed. So we'll see what the next episode has. But anyways, let me know all about this in the comments below. Tell me how you feel about this episode, how does it change your opinions on the girls, and see what we have coming up for next episode. Not really a whole lot to predict. I don't know. Feel free to predict if you want. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and hope to catch you guys in another video soon.